If you're someone that really struggles having a consistent exercise routine and you find yourself stopping and starting constantly, I want to share one secret that is super important for maintaining a consistent routine and not falling off the wagon. And that is the MVB concept. This is something that I like to teach to my clients, and to sort of give you a little bit of context of what it's all about is, for most people, they will set a routine and, as an example, they say, look, I'm going to do 2 strength workouts, I'm going to do a yoga class, and I'm going to walk once a week. And that's, in an ideal week, that's what they want to achieve. Now, what generally tends to disrupt and break people's routines is when they have things out of the ordinary. Maybe you're caring for a parent and they get sick and you have to take them to some appointments. Maybe you have to look after your grandkids. Maybe it's work commitments. There could be all sorts of different reasons where you just have a week where it's really hard to stick to that routine, and it may feel almost impossible. And for most people, they tend to have that all or nothing attitude. If I can't get that whole routine in, I just write the week off and I do nothing. And what tends to happen is that's when people fall off the wagon, because they don't keep that consistent routine flowing. So what the MVB concept is, it's your minimum viable bottom, which means that yes, on a good week, perhaps we want to do 1 yoga class, 2 strength sessions, and a walk. But what are you going to set as your minimum bottom? So the base level minimum that you're going to do on the most challenging week that you can possibly have. So that may be, instead of doing one of your strength routines, maybe we're just doing 10 push-ups, 10 squats, and a bit of a stretch. And perhaps instead of your normal hour walk, it's a 15-minute walk a couple of times a week. So whatever it is for you, you set that target where it's like, okay, this is what I'm aiming for, my top layer, but then I also have a minimum. I'm not going below that. I'm definitely setting that as my base minimum. So I know that if I have a really challenging week and I can't get my ideal level, then I do have that lower limit where I'm still keeping the pattern of doing things. I'm still keeping the consistency, which means that I'm not going to stop. And then as soon as that pressure comes off, then I go back up to my top level again. It's a really important concept, and it's something that I've found to be highly successful for clients that I've observed over the years that have been able to maintain an exercise routine for years and years and years. And it's really consistency that is the key, rather than having a really good solid few weeks and then you drop off and do nothing. It's really better to keep some level of activity. Maybe some weeks are better than others, but you don't stop and you keep the habit flowing.